The Queen reportedly banned Harry and Meghan from bringing a photographer to document the first time she met her great-granddaughter. Lilibet is believed to have met her namesake on Thursday before celebrating her first birthday on Saturday, and this photo of her was released last night. The Sussexes, they didn't have any travel problems because they went back to California. No queues for them. Oh, private jet, really? Anyway, after just one official public appearance over the Jubilee weekend. So, was Her Majesty right to pull the pin on the photo op, Sharon?
First, I want to say, how beautiful is that little girl? I mean, you could just squeeze her. She's gorgeous. Listen, it's up to Her Majesty the Queen, and she gets what she asked for, and she didn't want it done for whatever reason. It's her personal, you know, feelings taken into consideration here. She didn't want it, so it shouldn't happen.
Do you think that there's an element of the advice going into Her Majesty which says, I'm afraid that these two have rather been selling off the fact that every time they've come to see you, or when they last came to see you, they then pretty much mouthed off about it and out when the pictures and the things.
Well, they have done, yes.
And I think Harry and Meghan, reading into it, maybe I'm wrong, but I think they've realised that their value is only there if and when they're connected to Her Majesty and indeed that institution. And if the institution cuts them off at the legs with those things and says, look, please come and see us, do all these things. It's great that they've met, and it's really nice that that's happened, and actually behind closed doors. I don't want to see it because I want them to get on, live their lives. Harry and Meghan, go off and do your thing. Stop relying on the royal, the royal position. You've chosen to step back, so step back and leave Her Majesty out of it. And I think you're right. Her Majesty should be able to do what she wants.
Also, I thought the other thing, the lasting image, or the very last image, really, of royalty over the weekend was that very slimmed-down image on the balcony when they were in civvies, and there was Charles, Camilla, there was the Queen, and then there was William and Kate and the kids. And that, to me, was incredibly symbolic. It said, right, these are the working royals. This is the future. This is what it looks like. To then suddenly throw out and usurp that with a lovely picture of the Queen with a little baby sitting on her lap, I think would have just gone totally against one of what was meant to be the legacy message of this weekend, which was, this is what the royal family now looks like.
Well, that's the picture that you... can't be trusted. I think the message from the Queen is...
That image there was just a fabulous moment to finish the
But also, it was a great piece of royal choreography. And also, well done, Louis. You know, Prince Louis. Fantastic. The gestures, the hand things, the things.
I'll tell you what, I don't think we're going to see Harry and Meghan again, because I think they're going to be so embarrassed that this is how they were treated, that they couldn't have any access to anything. They went off in the huff, didn't hang around for the party after the St Paul's parade, right? They were so far back they needed binoculars to see what was going on. They were just out of the picture. And Harry's face, if you talk to any royal watcher, Harry's face tells a story.
That was
grumpy as sin. She makes
he looks really grumpy there.
She makes him smile. He changes his face like that, right? Look at the state. They're not happy. They're not happy.
Honestly,
you can't trust
planet? Oh, you can't trust
Well, last time he went back... Hang on.
I'm in the minority again.
You are, but hang on, last time...
Let me say now, in terms of sticking up for them, I think they played it brilliantly. I think the Queen, what the Queen wants, the Queen gets, and I actually agree. I think it was right that it wasn't overshadowed by that picture. I think what was so telling was how many cheers they got when they arrived at the venue.
It's like, you bothered to show up.
Well, no, the public still really liked it. I'll tell you what, the public get it right. They cheered Meghan and Harry the loudest, and they booed Boris Johnson and Carrie the loudest. The public
You're playing to
the public get it. The public, there were loads of cheers for Meghan and Harry, and I think they played it. Sharon, it was a very small...
They all cheered for me to the biggest crowd ever.
I am not Nadine Dorris. Please give me a break. But I think they handled it really well. And actually, what was really, really nice is that they were actually near the Queen in Windsor, because they went back to Frogmore Cottage, and it was lovely that they spent time. And I think you all guys are just a bit annoyed that the Queen has let them back in.
Not at all.
No, if
they return, another riot. There you go. Another story.
I think they were very dignified. They were very, very dignified when they were here. They didn't put a foot wrong. They were given restrictions. They kept to those restrictions, and more
people
power
have
for
a
them
lot of
for doing
affection
it.
for them. They have stardust, that
Yeah,
couple.
they do have stardust, but to an extent, except they also have a green mess because they went back on their private jets. Stop preaching to us. We've had enough. Go away, live your private lives, don't take any more money.
You would get the private jet if you could.
Yeah, but I wouldn't then tell people not to do it, you know,
They're
otherwise.
not telling people not to do it.
Oh, other than all their environmental green nonsense.
But about travelling ethically, that's different.
Oh, no, load of old rubbish.